guys, how are you? It is Heather, Structured Literacy Tutor, and I'm here back with another tutorial. I've taken a little bit of a break, had a really busy last couple of weeks, especially doing my podcast. If you haven't checked out my podcast, make sure you head over to YouTube, Love Literacy Inspired, or on Spotify, and there's 6 episodes up there now. But anyway, the last time I left you with a phoneme grapheme correspondence, we started looking at our and cards here, and we started off with the ER, and today we're going to take a look at IR. So we've got the handy whiteboard and handy pen here, and this is basically what I use to teach any of these types of things to my student. You don't need anything fancy at all. So if I'm going to be starting this off, I mean, hopefully I've already taught them ER. I would assume that I've done that if I'm up to IR, but if not, then we can go through and have another little tutorial about the fact that all of the vowels have got an R control. Sometimes these are taught as a bossy R, but yeah, I call them an R control. So basically just pick one, and if you're working in a school, make sure that you're keeping it consistent. So if you are teaching it as bossy R, make sure it's bossy R the whole way through. Otherwise, R control, and basically the R sits behind the vowel and it changes the way the vowel sounds. So instead of saying we get R. Instead of we get So we took a look at this one in my last video, and today we are going to take a look at this one. Now, what I tend to find is with these particular R control vowels, there is no sure way to let students know when to choose ER, when to choose IR, and when to choose UR. It is basically just practicing spelling the words. So with these ones, I like to make sure that I'm removing the guessing element. That's really important for me, but I also do like to tell them that this is by far the most common, the ER, and then the IR, and then the UR, and then there are certain oh, look, I've seen it around where we refer to the IR as circle words, and I'll just write that word here. This isn't an absolute, but there are some words like twirl, circle, where we do get those circular swirl motion, but then again, you've got words like shirt, skirt, skirt, maybe a skirt is a circle, shirt and girl, which don't fit in that, so you can't really say that that is a thing to go by. So often teaching younger learners, I will keep the words fairly straightforward, just single syllable. Words like firm, we will make sure that we roll back and put in some digraphs, like for example, shirt, and for example, chirp. You can also put in some consonant blends with words like twirl, and words like skirt. So if I am then, just going to grab my rubber, if I'm teaching older learners, I'm also going to dive in with some multi-syllable words, like for example, not that one, for example, confirm. Here we go, and zircon, which is a semi-precious stone. And of course, it escapes my mind with a third one on birthday. There we go, a nice compound word there. And of course, you've got circle, and then you can also bring in words like circular, circumference as well, if you want to take a little look at a word family with circle. Now, as I say, when I am teaching any of these, I like to make sure that students are learning to spell them correctly right from the beginning. I don't get them to guess. So I will let them know that this is the spelling for the sound of the words that I'm giving you. All right, so if I'm doing a word like firm or twirl or swirl or chirp, they will absolutely know that it's going to be spelled with the IR. There is no need to guess. Guessing doesn't support cementing the spelling into long-term memory. And if they are guessing and writing it down incorrectly, then we're basically not forming the correct neural pathways. So we want to make sure that we're spelling it correctly every single time. If we do end up having a guess, and say, for example, you're not really sure, is it swirl or is it swirl? Get your students to write them down, and hopefully you've done enough reading practice with them that they can automatically look at that and go, oh, actually, that's not correct. It's this one here. Now, once you've introduced your sound and your spelling, make sure you're doing lots of rollback to your sound pack. You can play games like Yeet. We have quite a few of the IR words in the Yeet pack, along with the ER and the UR as well. So you're giving lots of opportunity to roll back and practice. So here we go. Your Yeet. And that is how I will teach that. It is one with neurodiverse learners that you'll have to come back to a lot. And then, of course, we do have homophones as well. So just watch out for those. For example, birth and birth. One is the birth of a ship, and one is the day that you were born, birth. So yeah, you just do need to watch out a little bit for those homophones as well, but you can bring that into your teaching. Was this helpful? Let me know. Yeah, always really keen to hear your thoughts. And yep, I'm Heather. I'm a reading tutor, writing tutor, and spelling tutor, and I love doing these little tutorials.